All right, so yeah, we'll get started and get the ball rolling here on this video AMA. I know that um, people usually start to trickle in slowly as we get started and start moving along with what we want to discuss today. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of the dedicated community members that have made this call. I know with various time zones, it becomes a little tricky as to what the best time is to run a voice AMA, but we're making sure we record this for anybody that that has also missed being able to attend today. We have some exciting news that we want to share today. We're going to be talking extensively about the marketplace in particular, and what we will be able to expect from our marketplace launch, as well as an estimated timeline around that. James and I, when we started to look at the designs of this marketplace and looking at the features that have been developed and the progress that we've made, we were really, really euphoric at one point, because it just being able to see the tangible aspects of the marketplace leading up to our launch has been very fulfilling for us, and we're excited to share more about it with all of you. So James, did you want to add any few points as well before we move forward? Or
No, I mean, yes, spot on, Majid. As you said, we had numerous calls daily now with PowerSoft, the developers of the marketplace, and actually seeing it progress and come together like we did at the beginning of this week, it was very fulfilling, to say the least. And it's good. It's very, very good, I must say. And we've got a few teasers and some screenshots that we can share with the community later on today after this call, so you can get a feeling of ultimately how it's going to look, and a feel for what it's going to do. We had some good news in terms of a few of the features, Majid, which I think you'll agree have been brought forward and actually are going to be released on version 1, correct?
Yep, absolutely, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as well, and just so community members have a clear grasp as to what to expect when this marketplace does launch. Absolutely, but I mean, I see that we have a 9 people here right now, and so I guess I just want to ask quickly, does anyone actually have a question that they want to ask us at this moment before we start to share some of this information? Or we may keep this short and sweet kind of voice call as well, if we don't have that as well, so people asking questions. So have we ever had anyone actually ask a question on this voice call? I believe we maybe had 1 or 2 in
I
Taboo's
think
history.
last call was quite a good turnout, but I think it sort of depends what mood people are in, and under what circumstances.
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think we can just maybe discuss and give the update around the marketplace. Then we can
Exactly. Yeah, we'll just give a good, the guys that are on the call, a good insight to ultimately what the marketplace is going to look like, time scales, time frames, and the features that are going to come with it in version 1.
Yeah. So first and foremost, the design. We've locked in the design of the marketplace. We believe that the color schemes that have been used, and the way that we went through multiple versions of this design, we feel that it's attractive, extremely attractive actually, and easy on the eye. So that's been confirmed and that's been locked in. Their PowerSoft team has been doing a phenomenal job as well, and they're already working. They've already finished most of the back end coding actually, and some of the features that I would want to discuss with all of you that I think is important to know. First and foremost, as you all know, with our tiering system, we have tier 1 holders, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 holders, where the more premium holder you are based on the amount of Taboo that you hold, you will get access to more exclusive content. So this first version, I want everybody to know, is a minimally viable product. Well, so we thought, right? MVP. So what that means is when this gets launched, there will always be room to modify, update, improve on the marketplace features as well, and that not everything that you see on the white paper will be there right off the woodwork. Now, the tiering system at the start for version 1, it will have all the content along one tier for now, as that will come in a later version, the tiering system. Although PowerSoft has made it very clear that they're working on this, and with their guidance as well, they recommended to us as well to launch without the tiering system in place, because it's going to take a lot longer, and B, we need to be testing our product as well right off by the end of the month too. Another interesting aspect of the marketplace, we have a swap feature that's going to be in place, where you can actually trade any cryptocurrency that you want, any cryptocurrency, and convert it into Taboo to then use onto the marketplace. And we have made it so that Taboo, our native currency, is the primary currency to be used on the marketplace. And this is what James and I are extra excited about, because I had thought, especially, and so had he, that use of payment with our native token Taboo would not be ready on the version 1 launch. Now, that does not mean that we will not allow other payment methods. BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin, we're looking at also adding in. That will come a little bit later on, because people need to have the freedom and flexibility to be able to also buy and sell NFTs and other currencies. We will be adding in a fiat on-ramp as well, and we're looking at ways in which we can even have people directly from their credit cards be able to buy NFTs on our marketplace. But the biggest thing, I think, James, you would agree right now, and I don't want to, this is not meant to be an extremely technical call, is the simplicity aspect of our marketplace. And, that's, I think I'll let James elaborate a little bit more on that, and then I will start to share some of the other sort of technical features that'll be on there in a moment. So.
Yeah, exactly. So what's always been at the forefront, obviously, of my mind is that it needs to be as user-friendly and as simple to use as possible for anybody to simply go onto the marketplace and then be as receptive as possible to it, and be able to utilize all of the features and the benefits that obviously come along with it. Now, things like, that Maggie just mentioned, the auto swap feature, where, we are making it easy for anybody to be able to swap any cryptocurrency to Taboo, is marvelous. It's great that we're being able to have this straight away on version 1. Also along, with the native currency that is Taboo, that people are going to be able to, trade and be able to use the Taboo token immediately on the version 1 Taboo marketplace, is something that we weren't expecting to happen off the bat. So that's something that, we are over the moon about, because ultimately Taboo, it is a utility. It does have a use case, and this is exactly what we wanted to get up and running, is that people are using the Taboo token on that marketplace. So that's something that's good. And as Majid quite rightly said, that doesn't mean to say that you won't be able to use, or people won't be able to use other cryptocurrencies, and also fiat is something, Majid, that we spoke about on the call only a couple of days ago. That we will be, that people will be able to use too moving forward, yet again to make it as easy as possible and accessible for everybody.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And it's when I was looking at some of the renderings, and there was also a bullet pointed breakdown of all that PowerSoft has done and has started to get close to completion on. I was blown away. I know James was as well, because they have really hit the mark on all fronts. I mean, even I want you all to think about just an individual, whether it's a content creator or whether it's a cryptocurrency investor, or whether it's somebody that wants to start to buy cryptocurrency, and they heard about Taboo by, seeing Chloe Terre's billboard in Hollywood, and hopefully they didn't, get too distracted and get into any kind of car accident, but right. But I mean, even when I look at these features like create a wallet, you know, the steps are so simple for anybody to get onto our marketplace, create a cryptocurrency wallet, and then be able to use it on our marketplace, right? There will obviously be, aspects like KYC completions, which will be coming at a later time as well. We're looking at, the primary wallet that's going to be used will be MetaMask. We're looking at Trust Wallet. I want to have Trust Wallet integration right off the get-go as well. It's a little bit more complicated with Trust Wallet, unfortunately, but MetaMask will be the primary wallet right off the bat that people can be using and creating to hold Taboo, or to use other currencies to spend on our marketplace as well. And it's coming together, and I will say that our estimated timeline of launch, and I say this with hesitance, as you know, it is not a locked in date. So please do not go and start telling everybody that this is going to be launched at exactly this time. We're estimating for end of September, perhaps a little bit past that. So this is really just a few short weeks away for our marketplace to launch. And I will say right now, and I regret to have to share this, but really, when we look at it, me and James were talking about this. We don't have any competition at this moment, and any competition that looked like competition at one point, they have they have rugged, to be honest. So I mean, it to me it looks like we have territorial advantage. It looks like we have first movers advantage, and it looks to me, and what I believe is, when this marketplace launches, without overhyping this launch, I do not want people to expect us to, pump 100 times overnight and be a Lambo owner just from the launch of the marketplace. Remember, this marketplace will go through rigorous testing. We will evolve and adapt how it looks with time, and we want to make sure that mass adoption is in place too. So this is version 1 out of 3 versions, but there will be a working product coming out. We're expecting it to be at the end of September, if not shortly after. Any adjustments that have to be made on that expected timeline, we will let you know. And I think, is there anything else that you want to add to that, James, as well, for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, Majid, there was something else as well that I think is also going to be included on version 1, which mistake me if I'm wrong, is staking, correct?
Yes. So you will be able to stake Taboo and earn Taboo rewards as a incentive to be a long-term holder of Taboo. Absolutely. Now, staking on individual profiles, which is what we want to do for various content creators. That will not be in place just yet. That's in a later version, and I'm sure that people can appreciate why that is. But staking of Taboo is going to be there, absolutely. Yes. Now, what we're also keeping in mind with our tiering system as well, when that comes into place, it will be based on a dollar value. It will not be based on an amount of Taboo you own, as we know that if the price changes, that amount of Taboo will cost more or less. So we have found a way to make sure that it's based on a dollar value as well. And I think, there's, I'm not here to bore people with technicals and what and all of that as well. But I mean, is there anything else that we missed? I believe we've kind of covered it really. Like, I mean, the big things is staking will be in place for Taboo. It will all be tier 1 right off the woodwork, and right off the get-go for buying and selling of NFTs. Our design has already been locked in, and there's a swap interface where you can convert any cryptocurrency you want into Taboo, as well as the utility is in place with using Taboo to buy and sell NFTs and even to mint as well.
Exactly. From the get-go, right? On
From the
version
get-go,
1 launch, all of that will be implemented on the, from the get-go. So that's something that's very positive. And as we mentioned, we are happy to release a few screenshots of what the marketplace is going to look like. I don't see that there's any harm in doing that, Majid, so people can get a feel of exactly what it's going to look like. But as we've always said all along, we're wanting to keep it as simple as possible. I mean, look at OpenSea, for example. For me, it's very simple to use. It's very user friendly, and that's something that I've been rooting for ever since day one.
Yeah, and I do believe that the platform or the marketplace that can successfully convert a non-crypto investor into a crypto investor, they are going to win at this game. They will win. They will win, and their companies will grow to unimaginable heights. And I have yet to see a single cryptocurrency project today that has successfully done that. And that has been James and my number one vision on this marketplace, is to be able to simplify the process from point A, at the point in which people understand our brand, to being able to buy and hold Taboo and to use it to generate the volume that we are looking for on that marketplace too. So this is what we're very, very excited about that. And again, we're only a few short weeks away.
Yeah, and I think some other little features and bits and pieces that will be on version 1 is liking NFTs. I think bidding is going to be there. Pretty sure bidding is going to be there on version 1 for NFTs. So there's lots of little things like that. I think following as well, Majid, is something that you mentioned in the call. That was something they were looking at, wasn't it, for version 1?
Like following profiles, yes.
Correct. Creators, following profiles, great. So when we had the Zoom meeting with them, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was such a relief. It felt so good. It was so fulfilling because it's now reality. It's here. It's happening, and we can see it with our own eyes. Everything that we've been speaking about and gearing up to, this is our business, is actually now coming together. And, as Majid said, it's going to be with us 99% sure this month. So it's here, it's happening. And it's super exciting, and it was very refreshing to actually see that in motion like that.
Exactly. And I mean, there's really not much else that I want to share there, other than we will share some design teasers for all of you. And I anticipate either it'll be today or tomorrow, there will be a more in-depth Medium article that we can create where, we can highlight exactly what will be live at launch versus what will not be in that version. So, people that weren't on this call, they can see it, and you have a documentation of this. So we all know what to expect moving forward. What we don't want to see, and what I've unfortunately seen in other projects, and this is where James and we take prudence too. We don't ever want to overpromise and underdeliver at any time. I have seen projects dump heavily on the same day of a marketplace launch because they would overhype, and they would not share transparently or fully exactly what would be included on that first version or not. So we want to make sure that we're always doing the right thing. We will make a Medium article as well and share these exciting developments for all of you. But at first, I really want to share the design, because I believe that when you see the visuals of the marketplace, it will start to feel more real for everyone. And I know you've all been extremely patient with us. Just be rest assured that in my mind, and I know James believes this too, this is a slower play, but it is one that I believe is going to dominate the adult entertainment space. There is not a single project out there right now that has our quality of models, that has our unique tiering system, that has the development team that we have, PowerSoft, that created the Engine Coins marketplace, that has the availability and abundance of the totality of the features that will be on there by the end of version 3 of this marketplace as well, right? And that has held our price so strong. At least we've been stable as an early cap play. And there's much more that I can share around this. But you can hear the passion in my voice. We are going to dominate the adult entertainment space, but I want everyone here not to manage your expectations first, and to remember that a working product right when it launches is not the final product. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. We are going to do our part in terms of mass marketing leading up to the marketplace. We are always marketing, but James and I are going to be doing a massive marketing push leading up to the marketplace. We have a ton of ideas, and we have marketing campaigns that we have set aside specifically for this. But I want everyone not to expect 100 times overnight, right? Think in 3, 6 months and a year interval with Taboo, and you will be extremely happy, and you will be handsomely rewarded as well. So I just, I want people to know that, and to really, really, really see and feel that, you know what? I honestly believe that everybody that's holding Taboo right now is lucky to be holding Taboo at this market cap and at this price, and with the fundamentals that we have in place, and with the honest and integral team that we have. There are many investments that I own where they might have $1 billion idea, but I don't even know if I trust the team that they'll stick around in 6 months. And these are some of the potentially biggest projects that could happen in a year, right? So I want you all to know just how lucky and privileged you are. And I feel lucky and privileged to be working alongside all of you to help you reach your goals and your dreams, and to become financially independent and free. So, I see that Matt asked the question about Surtech. Surtech, we're in the final stages with them. The truth is, nobody has asked about Surtech right now. And with regards to Surtech, it will be completed. We anticipate it makes sense to have that completed, before the marketplace goes live. That'll be very, very good to have on our website as a marketing material as well. So we're in the final discussions with them, with the Certec representatives as well. And I think, I was going to end the call, but I believe some people are going to be asking about some more questions, which I'm very happy about. So let's see here. I think WK had said, nice talk, guys. Can you give more details about the staking? Is there any taboo minimum to participate? Will it have auto compound? Will it be only one type of staking for everyone or different tiers? Okay, good. So with the staking, all I can confirm right now is there will be a staking protocol in place. Now, with regards to staking itself, the rate of return on staking depends on the amount of Taboo that gets staked onto the staking protocol that will be in place. So I can't give an exact rate of return right now because it depends on how many users stake. If more stake, the rate of return will go down. If less are staked, the rate of return will go higher. We will give more information around that as we're closer to it, but we had just gotten off the call with PowerSoft a few days ago, and they confirmed that staking is going to be in place. And so now, the majority of my time is being spent daily discussing with them on all of these aspects. So for me to answer this in detail right now, it might be a little bit premature, but when I know more about how it's going to look and how PowerSoft is thinking of structuring it with us, I will have that answer for you, WK. And it's a very good question as well. And I'm most likely going to be calling them tonight to even just answer this question that you had to get the answer for you as well. And when it comes to staking for different tiers, or one type of staking for everyone, there will be a general staking protocol for everyone, but there will be the ability to stake on individual content creators' profiles to get access to more exclusive content in a later version. And with the Taboo Punks, where I'm on, that right now with the Taboo Punks, I'm gonna tell you that we're aiming earliest marketplace launch. When I say earliest, what I mean is if I was to choose a priority between the Taboo Punks being successfully released and the marketplace itself going live, I'm going to choose the marketplace first. So that's why I'm saying the earliest will be when the marketplace goes live, or it'll be shortly after. So that is something we're working on in the background, but it's not something I'm dedicating a lot of my time on. Something I'm working on daily to make sure it happens. But the Taboo Punks was always think of it as a interim kind of treat or gift we wanted to give to our community, to be honest. That's really what it was leading up to our marketplace. That was our intention behind it, where when it gets launched, we see how some of these NFTs blow up in value. We're thinking, hey, this is an opportunity for our holders to be able to get a bypassing of the tiering requirements to become a premium holder. B, they get to own a Taboo exclusive product that we make for them. And C, they have the ability to make potentially large sums of money, which we hope, if the Taboo Punks do reach a high valuation, that you do end up buying more Taboo as well. That would be great if you could do that. So yes. So I hope that answers your question there. Does anyone else have any questions at all right now in any way here?
Hi, Wajid.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine. It's great. Everything which needs to be listened has been there in the mug. I just wanted to know when we are listening about the accidents on Times Square.
Oh yes, actually, good question that you brought that up. So the last conversation I had and the understanding that I had was, apparently different billboard time slots are owned by different individuals, and it was a little confusing when that happened. But when I was learning about this, but the person that, let's say, owns the billboard in Times Square was not happy with the provocativeness. I need to make sure I use more simple language here. I apologize. The
Fine,
the
that's fine.
they were not happy with the exposure that Chloe was showing with her, some of her body parts. Does that make sense? So he was not comfortable releasing that particular image for us. So we have since sent a different poster that we're waiting for approval from the owner of the billboard at Times Square to be able to add onto Times Square. So we're just waiting for their reply now. This was actually fairly recent when he had come back. They had come back and said that they weren't comfortable, sharing that particular image of Chloe, which I think she looks amazing in, and I think that anybody would turn twice to look over at our billboard with Chloe's photo the way that it was with our Hollywood billboard. But that's okay. It's a small roadblock that we have, but when we have more information on that approval, we'll let you know. I hope that answers your question. It's just we have to change the design a little bit and make sure it's more PG, so to speak. That was my understanding of what was happening. So yeah.
And not only with code, I think all our models would have the same impact what she would have, because we are all on the top list.
Of course. I mean, we're working on, to be totally frank, there was a time earlier in this project, like, we're talking first days and first weeks, where at any moment's notice, the house could come crashing and burning on us. And the amount of stress and anxiety that I went through, worried about the price, worried about losing holders, worried about big sell-offs, worried about whether we'll be alive tomorrow or next week. We're not in that position anymore. So, for me, I don't even check the price of Taboo anymore because, I just understand that fluctuations are normal. They're healthy. If our price goes down, it gives opportunity for our existing holders to reinvest back into Taboo and lower their cost average on buying us and, being able to, stack their bags. It allows new investors to buy in at a cheaper price. But why I'm sharing all of this is I'm saying this because now we're in a position, James and I, where we can start to really focus on expanding the roadmap plans that we have. Before, it was all about every day we need to get working hard and make sure that all of our ducks are in a row, as James says, and make sure that the foundations are made, right? Like when you want to build a home, you need the blueprint. And we were working on the blueprint of the building of our home, right? Which is Taboo. But now that the blueprint is there and the construction is in place, like the marketplace that's being created right now, and it's near completion, we can take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And so a lot of my time right now is being spent on the bigger moves for Taboo. So if you see that there might be periods of quietness on Taboo, or maybe James and I aren't messaging as much in the chat, don't assume that we're not active. Assume that we're making a bigger chess move. Does that make sense? I just want everybody to understand that right now. So just so we're clear on that, this is an opportunity now for us to really expand our roadmap plans leading up to the marketplace, because we don't need to be fearful anymore. We have the foundations in place now. We have the dedicated community. People believe in Taboo. They're holding Taboo. They're going to continue to hold Taboo, and we're going to continue to deliver for all of you as well. So now, I think Lardy says, who finances the project right now? Do you have enough resources to deliver everything without selling stake of Taboo tokens in the market? So here's the interesting thing, Lardy. So when it comes to financing this project, and when I look at what it takes to be an entrepreneur on running a project, I'm a firm believer in how you need to have skin in the game. What I do not like about most cryptocurrency projects today is they are getting something for nothing when they start a project. And you know what I mean by that. It's the tokens that they start with and the team wallets that they have, and they get something for nothing. And I'm not a fan of that. What I love about this project and what I love about what James has done is He is personally financing this out of his own pocket. We have spent close to $500,000 today. 120,000 US dollars was just spent on our marketplace. The exchanges alone have amassed over $100,000 plus, more than that alone. And why I love that is James has full skin in the game, first and foremost. Secondly, we're not in a position where we need to sell the stake of our Taboo tokens. I look at my shares of what I own as for Taboo as my retirement plan. I look at those shares as one day there will be a bigger company that's going to come and buy my stake out or buy a portion of it, because that's what a real business owner would be doing and thinking about, is one day mergers and acquisitions, potential takeovers, or they can buy our shares at a particular price. So I am not looking to ever sell my stake of Taboo in any significant fashion anytime soon. But we need to also keep in mind that this is not a charity, and there will come a time when the people that are working so hard to grow your own investment deserve to also have some kind of profit as well. But we're not in any position to be thinking about that in any way at this moment. So, and we don't have to. So I hope that answers your question as well. Good. I love questions. I mean, the more you ask me questions, the more energized I get. So please ask away, please.
Yeah, sorry, Majid, I got cut off just before. I didn't mean to leave you like that.
No, it's fine. I mean, when people were asking some fantastic questions, so I just
marvelous.
I hope people are gonna ask more. I would love to be on this call longer. I guess that's. Yeah, I mean, I did a whole conclusion to this call earlier, and then people started flooding, some solid questions. So then we reverted back to keeping the call going. But if when Binance,
sooner rather than later.
What is the deal with everyone in Binance? I mean, they're not even decentralized. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, well, I believe then if that's the case and we do not have any more questions, maybe we can wrap up this call.
And just following on from a call today, not long now, the marketplace will be with us. I'd like to get some teasers out to the community, so they can see exactly and have a feel of exactly what it is going to look like. I don't think there'd be any harm in doing that. Just take advantage of the great prices that present themselves. I mean, Taboo has done fantastically well. It's holding strong. We are just simply down, just like Binance is, because obviously our market cap is reflected from the price of Binance coins. So, we're doing super well. We've got some big marketing campaigns lined up, which I'm not sure if you went through, Majid, when I
I did
the chat for a couple of moments. So we've got lots of things we're working on.
Tell them.
Brilliant. And I think we've got a big push coming up this week with Whitebit. Agreed?
Yeah. We have we have an AMA coming up, trading competitions coming up. They're going to be also making some of their own announcements to promote us too. So
and it's the first voice AMA they've ever actually participated with, right?
Yep.
Very good. Very good indeed.
I cannot handle text AMAs. I mean, shoot me now, please.
Exactly. And it's about maximizing the potential. So very, very good. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's continue to move forward like we're doing. And we're excited to get the marketplace launched and out there. And then let's try and push as much traffic through that as we can.
Absolutely. I mean, I did do a whole conclusive statement before, and then we reverted back to questions. So I'm not going to be repetitive here. They all heard what I had said. So, if anyone has any other questions, you can feel free to DM any of our moderators or admins as well. And buckle up, because the road that we're going on is a historical one. It is one that I believe is going to be revolutionary. I do anticipate quantum growth will happen for us, but I did remind all of you to not have such high expectations on the launch of the marketplace for the price of Taboo. I do not want anybody to expect 100 times overnight, because I have seen communities toxify their own minds, flood their own bags to the point of destruction, because they literally believe that a launch of a version 1 minimally viable product is the final product, and that was going to somehow give them a Lambo in 2 days. I know this is a bit blunt, but I want you all to know that from the moment this marketplace launches, we are going to continue to evolve. We're going to continue to adapt it. We are going to continue to integrate more features onto it, improve it, and to continue to grow your investment for the trust and the faith that you have placed in us. Our job is to continue to deliver for all of you, right? So
exactly. I mean, ultimately, it's just the start of our journey, the marketplace actually being launched. It is just the start. And that's when we really start getting down to business, actually, is when the marketplace launches. And like Majid said, you're in terms of expectations, as a lot of you guys can see, we've always grown organically. We're not, people know now that we are here for the long term. We are here, to sort of to set the world on fire, really. We're here to make an impact, and that's exactly what we are going to do. And we don't want this, great big pump dump style of projects. And that's why it's healthy. It's not sustainable, like Majid quite rightly said in a message that was sent, last week or the beginning of this week, that, it's not sustainable in terms of energy levels and big pumps every day. We're not that kind of project, That's not to say, though, that we won't have 5 times or 6 times like we did. We 7 times, I think, a week and a half ago. That's not to say that won't happen again. However, we are here for the long term. We're a long-term project, but at the same time, of course, we are still going in an upward trend, and we are still going to have weeks where we are going to see some big multipliers. But, let's ensure it's sustainable. That's what's important to me.
Absolutely. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So again, thank you everybody for taking the time out of your days to be on this call. We will send you some of these design examples a bit later today, and a more extensive Medium article will be done probably within 24 hours. I would say on just bullet pointing and listing out exactly what to expect on the marketplace itself when we anticipate our launch to be closer to end of the month or shortly after. Again, we're not here to overpromise and underdeliver, and I want everybody to manage their own expectations. So please, if there's any reasons for us to have to push it back, I'm not saying this will happen, but that's a hesitation that James and I have always had on giving a timeline, is we don't ever want to feel that we're disappointing anyone in our community. So we want to make sure that the first version that comes out is the best version that can come out in the capacity that it can function for what we have in place for it. So thank you again, everybody, for being on the call. If you know anyone else that holds Taboo through word of mouth, or people in your friends and family that owns Taboo, please push them to listen to this AMA call when we release the recorded version on YouTube for all of you in the next few days. And we look forward to sharing more exciting updates and information for all of you, leading closer to our marketplace launch. Thanks again, everybody.
Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Majid.
Thank you.